Today, I'll be talking about IQ and EQ in Buddhism. I think many of you know that what is IQ and EQ, right? So earlier, people think that to have a success, IQ is very important. Your IQ must be very high. You must be intelligent. Must be rational. But a few decades ago, people start to realize to have a success, you need to have EQ. So here, IQ means intelligent quotient. You must be intelligent and rational. But here, EQ means emotional quotient. So emotional, sometimes they say that emotional intelligent. So here, EQ means you are able to control your mind, your emotion, especially your emotion. You clearly know your mind and the mind of other people. So that in this way, you are able to control your emotion. So in this way, you will have a more success. So in a few decades ago, people start to realize, especially that psychologists and neuroscientists, they start to realize that emotional intelligence is very important to be successful. But of course, to become a successful politician, you need to control your emotion. So even though you don't like what they say, you don't have to show your anger. That's emotional intelligence. So otherwise, you cannot become a successful politician. So just like that, when you are working in your company, you need to control your mind. Otherwise, you will be fine. you will lose your job, So this is called emotional intelligence or emotional conscience. So today, I choose this topic. The reason is, so when I read the suttas, I very often find out two words in the Pali Canon in the suttas. So in many places, that is a Sati and Sampajanna. Sati and Sampajanna. Sati means mindfulness. Sampajanna means is a clear comprehension. It's two words. So when the Buddha talk about four foundations of mindfulness in Mahasatipatthana Sutta, the Buddha used two words together, Sato, Sampajanna. Must be mindful, must have a clear comprehension. Two words. So in the Theravada, where the enlightened monks and nuns, so they talk about their experiences. So in Theravada, I find a lot of, many places, two words together, Sato, Sampajanna, mindfulness and clear comprehension. So when the Buddha talk about feeling, Vedana, and the Buddha use two words together, Sato, Sampajanna, mindfulness and clear comprehension. Actually, I realized that to have a peaceful mind, so you need to have two qualities. Must be very mindful, must have clear comprehension wherever you do, wherever you see, wherever you listen, whenever you listen. So today I will talk about, Sati and Sampajanna, mindfulness and clear comprehension, comparing with IQ and EQ. So actually, Sati is emotional intelligence. So if you are mindful, even though what they are talking about, you are unpleasant things, ill of you. If you are mindful, you'll be able to control your mind. For that reason, politicians, they are very mindful. They mindfully listen, even though they are criticized. So for that reason, they are able to control their mind. So I compare mindfulness as a emotional intelligence. Then Sampajanna, clearly comprehension. So when you are listening something, you clearly comprehend what they are talking. It may be pleasant thing about you, it may be unpleasant things about you. So you clearly understand, you clearly know it. That is intelligent. That's intelligent. So for that reason, I want to use Sati and Sampajanna as a IQ and EQ in Buddhism. Because when we read Satipatthana Sutta, so the Buddha talk about 4 foundations of mindfulness. So I think many of you know that. Kaya, the body, and things that are connected with the body. So when you are walking, when you are moving your hand, or you are wherever you use your body, you are very mindful. Sati. You clearly comprehend what you are doing. Now I'm in talking. There's a talking is connected with my body. That is kaya. You are listening. The listening is connected with your body. That's kaya. Actually, in Satipatthana Sutta is kaya. So when I'm talking, when you are listening, you have to be very mindful. Right? You have to be very mindful. Then another one is clear comprehension. So if you are mindful, you will clearly understand what I'm talking. And I will know how to talk very clearly. So even I'm talking, even you are listening, so you need to apply 2, IQ and EQ. So here, Buddhism, Sati, mindfulness, and Sampajanna. Sampajanna is nothing but wisdom, intelligent, So when I'm talking, you clearly understand. You clearly know what I'm talking. But of course, if my talk is very complicated, you may not understand. That's another one, Anyway, while I'm talking, you clearly comprehend, Whether my talk is good or bad, it doesn't matter. No judgment, just clear comprehend what I'm talking. So, Satipatthana Sutta, the first one is kaya. Kaya means your body, the movement of your body, breathing. Breathing is connected with your body. So then speaking, talking, and drinking, eating, even you go to toilet. So these are connected with the body. So you clearly comprehend what you are doing with your body. Then you're very mindful. So in this way, you have 2 qualities, or the mind, IQ and EQ. The next one is feeling in Satipatthana Sutta. So we have 3 types of feeling: pleasant feeling, unpleasant feeling, neutral feeling. So wherever feeling arises in your mind, you are very mindful. You know wherever feeling it arises, you know it very clearly. That is, we call it IQ in Buddhism, or clear comprehension. 2 quality. Then if you know even unpleasant feeling, you're very mindful, you clearly comprehend unpleasant feeling as the unpleasant feeling. unpleasant experience as the unpleasant experience, you're very mindful, you clearly comprehend. Then negative mental state cannot come in. That's very powerful, very powerful. So the Buddha, in the Satipatthana Sutta, the Buddha used two words together, Sato Sampajanna. Sato means mindfulness, Sampajanna means clearly comprehend. Even unpleasant feeling, Normally, if we experience unpleasant feeling, we are angry, we are very angry. When somebody criticizes you, we feel very angry. The reason is we don't have a true quality in that moment. Mindfulness and clear comprehension. If mindfulness and clear comprehension arises at that moment, there's no place for anger. Anger will not arise. So for that reason, in Buddhism, Sati and Sampajanna, I will say that is a IQ and EQ. You are able to control your mind. You have a intelligent at that moment. Here, intelligent means you know whatever happened regarding with your feeling. And also we have a different type of mind, different state of mind. Sometimes you are angry, sometimes you are greedy, sometimes you are jealousy, sometimes you are compassionate, sometimes you are generous. So these are state of mind. So those state of mind arises in your mind. You need to apply two quality. Must be very mindful. And you must know wherever state of mind arises in your mind. Suppose when you are angry, then you are very mindful that you know that you are angry. Two quality at that moment. So the moment you are mindful, the moment you clearly comprehend that you are angry, anger stop. If the anger is very strong, the anger will continue, but you applying two qualities, mindfulness and sampajanna, clear comprehension. You're very mindful that, so if you are mindful, you know your mental state, you are angry. So if you keep on applying those two qualities, eventually your anger subsided. So there is one way to reduce our anger. So for that reason, I would say that mindfulness and sampajanna, clear comprehension, is IQ and EQ in Buddhism. Next one is the Dhamma. Here, Dhamma is not a teaching. Dhamma means natural phenomena. So the mind arises and it disappears. The painful feeling arises, it disappears. Happiness arises, it disappears. So that is the natural phenomena, Dhamma. So when happiness arises in your mind, you are very mindful. You clearly understand that happiness arises. If happiness will go away and disappear, you clearly understand, and you are very mindful. So in this way, you apply IQ and EQ in Buddhism. So actually, for that reason, I bring my book, translation of Bhikkhu Bodhi, from Satipatthana Sutta. So I want to just read out 2 lines, not very long one, 2 lines. So this one is, I think, very important. So in Satipatthana Sutta, the Buddha said that there is only one way to overcome suffering, to overcome sorrow, lamentation, to attain Nibbana. That is mindfulness. That's mindfulness. But even though the Buddha say mindfulness, but in the text, in the Sutta, so the Buddha used 3 terms to apply. So number 1 is the atapi. So atapi means ardent and energetic. So when you practice meditation, when you practice, but here I will say that what is meditation a little bit, I think some of you maybe a serious meditator, but this is for beginner, beginners. Meditation simply means developing mindfulness. Wherever you do, whenever you talk, anytime, you are very mindful. So you're trying to increase mindfulness in all your activities. When you're talking, when you're listening, when you're eating, when you're walking in your job, anytime, if you are mindful, you are meditating. So here, meditation in Pali is bhavana. Bhavana means to develop or cultivate mindfulness. So in your activities, wherever you talk, even you're angry, even you are greedy, even you are jealousy, then if you are mindful, that's meditation. That's meditation. So that is the definition of meditation. Very easy. So when we are mindful, whatever we do, that's meditation. So even though the Buddha said in this sutta, actually the Buddha emphasized the importance of mindfulness. But the Buddha used 3 terms. One is atapi. Atapi means energetic. So you do something with the energy. So when you are meditating, you do it with the full of enthusiasm, with a full of energy. So when you're walking in your company, you do it with the full of energy. That's atapi, right? So next one is a Sampajanna. Sampajanna is clearly comprehending, clear comprehension. Wherever you do, you clearly comprehend what you are doing. That is called wisdom. That's called wisdom. So next one is the Sati, mindfulness. So number 1, energy. You must do your meditation with the energy. Number 2, with the wisdom, clear comprehension. When you are breathing in, you clearly comprehend that you are breathing in. So when you are breathing out, you clearly comprehend you are breathing out. So for the beginner, the breath may not be clear to you. It doesn't matter. You need to apply energy, You have to do it again and again, do it again and again. So at the end of the day, so your breathing will be very clear. Just like seeing your own eye. That is a clear comprehension. So the Buddha taught 3 terms for the meditator, to guide for the meditator. Number 1, energy. Number 2, clear comprehension. Number 3, mindfulness. So that is actually I take it the last 2, clear comprehension and mindfulness, as a IQ and EQ in Buddhism. So in Satipatthana Sutta, actually it is even though we are talking about Satipatthana Sutta, we can apply it in our daily life, anytime, in your job, in your household chores, in your relationship. So anything you can apply. So in this sutta, so the Buddha said that here, man dwells contemplating the body in the body, feeling in the feeling, mind in the mind, phenomena in phenomena. So actually the Buddha is talking 4 foundations. The body, and something that is connected with the body, feeling, then the mental state, then phenomena, the natural phenomena. Ardent, clearly comprehending mindfulness. So 3 quality, right? 3 quality. Number 1, energy. Number 2, clear comprehension. So clear comprehension is you clearly understand what you are doing right now. That's clear comprehension. In other words, we can call it intelligence or wisdom. The next one is a mindfulness. Having subdued longing and dejection in regard to the world. So actually this line is very important. So the purpose of meditation is to reduce, to drive away longing and dejection in the world. So in the world me, loka me, wherever you see, that is your world. Wherever you hear, wherever you smell, wherever you taste, wherever you touch with your body, wherever you think with your mind, that is your world. So when you practice energy, clear comprehension, mindfulness in your daily activities, in your meditation practice, you will be able to remove longing. Longing means you have a lot of greed, you want that, you want this. And dejection is hatred. You hate this, you hate this. You hate this person, you hate that person. So actually the purpose of meditation is to remove lobha, greed, and dosa, hatred. So we have a lot of hatred to the people, to the object. So by developing energy, mindfulness, and clear comprehension, you will be able to remove all these hatred, all these greed. So in this way, your life will be very enjoyable. So for that reason, so as mentioned in Satipatthana Sutta, wherever you experience, whether it is pleasant or unpleasant, you applying 2 quality, IQ and EQ. Mindfulness, you're very mindful at that moment, and you clearly comprehend what you experience. So actually that is very easy to talk, but not easy to apply. So as we do not have mindfulness and clear comprehension, the negative mental state come in, like and dislike. So if you are a boss in a company, if you don't like people, you have a bias. You will not judge objectively. Then you will like some people. Then you, based on your bias, you will decide. So your decision may not be quite right. So for that reason, I think every activities at home, at your job, and talking to your association with your friend, you can apply 2 quality of the mind, mindfulness and clear comprehension. So if you have mindfulness and clear comprehension, there's no place for negative mental state in your mind. So actually the nature of the mind is if a state of mind arises and that state of mind disappears, but another state of mind will arise and disappear. Only then another state of mind will appear. So equating like this, if a state of mind arises, other 2 mind movements will not arise at a time. So that means, suppose you experience unpleasant thing in your life, you have a problem in your life, then you are very mindful. You clearly comprehend as an unpleasant experience, a problem as a problem. That's clear comprehension. So if you have mindfulness and clear comprehension, there's no place for depression. There's no place for anger or dislike. So if you able to apply mindfulness and clear comprehension at all time, negative mental state, depression, like a hatred, dislike. So all these negative mental state were not coming. So I think that is to apply IQ and EQ in Buddhism. So in the Buddha also used the word Sati and Sampajanna when the Buddha talk about 8 worldly conditions, or the nature of the world. So so we have 8 things: labha, alabha, gain and lost. Sometimes we have a material gain coming in our life. Sometimes we lost. Sometimes we lost our job. Sometimes you got a better job. These are the gain. Normally, when we have a gain, we feel elated. We feel excited. That's the nature of lobha, the nature of lobha. So when we encounter with the lost, your mind is down, You feel depressed and you feel agitated. So that is the nature of the mind. You cannot balance your mind. For that reason, between gain and lost, we need to practice 2 qualities, IQ and EQ, mindfulness and clear comprehension. Even you encounter with the loss, you're very mindful and you clear comprehend loss as a loss. So if you're applying 2 qualities, you will find out the root of the problem. So in this way, depression, hatred, anger will not arise in your mind. So if you are practicing mindfulness and clear comprehension, so you will be able to reduce the amount of negative mental state in your mind. So for that reason, meditator means serious meditator, no? Serious meditator, so they practice mindfulness and clear comprehension using one object, breathing, They sit down quietly and they focus all their attention to the breathing, to the breath. When they're breathing out, they know that they are breathing out. So when the breathing is in, they know that breathing is in. So by that moment, you are applying 2 qualities, mindfulness and clear comprehension. So by practicing the sitting meditation, you can bring that practice to your daily life. So when you encounter with the loss, so you're very mindful, you clear comprehend. So meditation will help you in your life. You can bring this practice to apply in daily life. But of course, when you are meditating, you just focus one object. But in your daily life, you cannot do that. You have to focus a lot of objects, right? A lot of objects. But even though you apply to a lot of objects, so the practice of mindfulness and clear comprehension will come to you. Then you can apply. Even though you encounter with the loss, you're very mindful. You clearly comprehend loss as a loss, problem as a problem, unpleasant experience as an unpleasant experience. Knowing clearly, that is wisdom. So that wisdom arises because of mindfulness. So they are together. They are together. For that reason, to have a success or to have a happiness, so you need to apply 2 methods, mindfulness and clear comprehension. Not only in meditation, but also in your daily life as well. The another one is a yaso ayaso. Sometimes you have a fame, You are famous in the society, you are famous in your job, many people like you. But sometimes your fame and popularity is tarnished, defamed, People will talk about bad things about you, and many people criticize you. So these are two, good and bad. So if you practice IQ and EQ in Buddhism, mindfulness and clear comprehension, at those moments, you'll be able to balance your mind. Even though you encounter with the unpleasant experience, defame, and also pleasant experience, fame, popularity, you practice mindfulness and clear comprehension. Then you'll be able to balance your mind. Another one is a yes so I yes so nindam pasanan, how do you say that? The praise and blame and praise. Thank you. Blame. Sometimes you blame in your job, in your family, among your friends. So even though you are blame, you applying two quality, mindfulness and clear comprehension. So you mindfully listen what they are talking, and you clear comprehend what they are talking. So if you have two positive quality, you will be able to control your mind. There will be no anger at all, no dislike at all. But of course, you need to practice mindfulness and clear comprehension continuously. If you cannot apply, the negative mental state will come in. For that reason, meditation will help you in your life. Because in your meditation, you apply mindfulness and clear comprehension continuously. So that habit follow in your daily life. So even your blame, your mind is very stable. You clearly comprehend what they're talking. You listen mindfully. There's no anger. For that reason, politicians, they do not show their anger. At least, even though they may have anger in their mind, they do not show. And people in the big organizations, people at the top. So they are very calm because of two quality, IQ and EQ. So in Buddhism, both IQ and EQ can be developed, can be cultivated by way of maybe meditation. As I earlier said, that meditation is nothing but developing mindfulness at all time, wherever you do. And you can add another one, another quality, clear comprehension. Meditation means developing mindfulness and clear comprehension. That is meditation. That's meditation. So we can practice this meditation in our daily activity as well. But in the sitting meditation, normally we focus one object, breathing object, As we use only one object, it's easier for us to maintain mindfulness and clear comprehension. But in daily life, you have to focus many things. Many objects came into your mind. For that reason, a bit difficult. But if you train your mind in the meditations, you can bring that habit in your daily life as well. And the next one is the praise. Normally, when we have when somebody praises you, we feel elated. We feel excited. So even though somebody is not praising you, just want to want to pull your leg, They want to kick, they want to joke, They want to joke, and they pretend that they praise you, but you do not know. Then you feel elated, you feel excited. The one who is kidding you will be very laughing, behind. So the reason is, when you hear a praise from other people, you are not mindful. You are not clearly comprehending. You don't have a two quality, IQ and EQ. For that reason, your mind is not stable. So And the next one is the sukha and dukkha. Sukha and dukkha. Happiness or suffering, or pleasant or unpleasant. So when we experience unpleasant thing, normally anger or dislike automatically come in. So the reason is we don't have two quality, IQ and EQ. So when you have a pleasant experience, also your mind is automatically elated or excited. Greed automatically come in your mind because we don't have the two qualities. So whether you experience a pleasant feeling or unpleasant feeling, if you apply two quality, mindfulness and clear comprehension, then you'll be able to balance your mind. If you can balance your mind, you don't have hatred, you don't have greed. So your mind is purely positive. So in Buddhism, mindfulness and clear comprehension are IQ and EQ. IQ and EQ. So I think we can practice, we can develop and cultivate IQ and EQ according to Buddhism. But of course, intelligent quotient or intelligence is normally inborn, normally inborn. But we can stay cultivate to develop intelligence. So the next one is in some places, so the Buddha used three terms together: mindfulness, clear comprehension. So when you experience something, you're very mindful, you clearly understand what you are experiencing. It may be pleasant or unpleasant. The next one is equanimity. Equanimity means your mind is very stable. Whether pleasant or unpleasant, your mind is balanced, very stable. For that reason, even though you experience unpleasant feeling, then you apply equanimity. So equanimity actually in Pali is upekkha. Equanimity is the balance of the mind. So actually I think equanimity is very similar to combination of IQ and EQ. So if you have mindfulness and clear comprehension, wherever you experience, then you will have equanimous mind. Your mind is very calm, not excited, not depressed. So upekkha or equanimity is combination of IQ and EQ in Buddhism. So for that reason, I think we have a 4 Brahma-viharas. I think many of you know that 4 Brahma-viharas, 4 sublime states. Number 1, metta, compassion, loving kindness. Number 2, karuna, compassion. Number 3, mudita, or twisted mind. Number 4, upekkha, equanimity. So I think if we study 4 Brahma-viharas, and we were able to understand IQ and EQ in Buddhism. So this is a very beautiful teachings in Buddhism, 4 Brahma-viharas. Loving kindness or metta. So metta means you want the welfare of other people. Not only other people, you want welfare yourself. Welfare of everyone, including you. So you want to be happy, you want other people to be happy. That is metta. So metta covers everyone, not only other people, but also yourself. Actually, my understanding about 4 Brahma-viharas, metta covers everything. Other people and you and all sentient beings. That is metta. So the other three explain what is metta. The rest of the three explain what is metta. So normally we have a metta, we have a wish and desire for the welfare and happiness of everyone, including you. So that is metta. The next one is a karuna or compassion. So compassion direct to the other people, not you, other people. So you want welfare of the people who are suffering, who are in problem, who are in need of help. So when somebody is suffering or having a problem, both mentally and physically, and you're ready to help them, that's compassion. Compassion. Actually, compassion is emotional intelligence. Compassion is emotional intelligence. You control your mind, the ability to experience the suffering of other people. Actually, some people do not have such a compassion. Even though they see the people are suffering, then they don't have a compassion. They totally ignore. So, compassion directed to outside, other people, the people who are suffering. Compassion. That's emotional intelligence. The next one is a mudita. Mudita is altruistic joy. So mudita also directed to other people, not you. So when people are successful, so when people are rich, getting rich, when people are famous, you congratulate, you feel happy for them. So actually, such altruistic joy is very difficult to arise. So especially among your friend. If your friend is getting popular in the class, and getting popular in the family, in the society, getting richer than you, it's very difficult to apply altruistic joy. So this quality also very important to congratulate. So when they have a success and when they have a prosperity and happiness, so that is a beautiful mental state in Buddhism. You congratulate their success, their prosperity. So that is altruistic joy. So only you have mudita or altruistic joy, you will be able to acknowledge their success, their prosperity, and their promotion, and like this, right? Like this. So altruistic joy directed to outside. The people who are successful, the people who are prosperous, the people who are famous. So that is a very beautiful mind. Sometimes, even though you have a compassion toward the people who are suffering, suppose your parents is suffering from cancer. Suppose you have a compassion in your heart. You want welfare and release from the cancer for your parents. But if you cannot practice pure compassion, here you feel very sad. You feel very sad. Even you cry because you see that your mother is suffering a lot. So actually, when you cry, if there is sadness arises in your mind, that's not real compassion. Real compassion. The real compassion do not have any negative mental state. Sadness, sorrow, lamentation, all these are negative mental state. If your compassion is very pure, even though your parents is suffering a lot, you don't have a sadness here. Pure compassion. You want your mother released from this suffering, then you try your best to cure diseases. That's real compassion. But suppose your mother, you cannot cure your mother, and your mother is in need of, suppose your mother need further operation or medical treatment. You cannot afford, but you try your best to borrow money from other people, but stay in need of money. But you decided that that's all I can do for my mother. You try your best because you have compassion to your mother. So that's a pure compassion. So there will be a time that you cannot afford, you cannot do for your mother. Then you look at yourself. So when you practice compassion, you look at your mother. Now, so if you try your best, but you cannot do more, then you look at yourself. That is equanimity. So actually looking at yourself, I try my best, I cannot do more. I fulfill my duty for my mother, then I can do more. Then you practice equanimity. Equanimity is you understand people are owner their own karma. So I try my best for my mother. So my mother, actually, I try my best. That's my own, that's all. That's equanimity. Another one is sometimes, especially Singaporeans, when people are suffering, especially for poor countries, so they are willing to help them. They are willing to be very, very generous, so willing to help them. But what you can help is not enough. Not enough. Then you feel suffer, you feel sadness. Wow, what I can give is very little. So what they need is a lot. Then you feel, empty in your mind. You feel sad in your mind. So that means if the sadness and negative mental state come in, that is not real compassion. It is dosa, hatred. You hate that, you hate yourself that, you cannot do. No? But actually, what you can do is just a little bit, but they need a lot. So at that moment, you have to practice equanimity, upekkha. So that's all I can do. People are owner of their own karma. Beings are owner of their own karma. Actually, they suffer. I try my best to relieve their suffering. This is my limit. So in this way, you practice equanimity. Equanimity means balancing your mind, not to move between good and bad. So equanimity, look at yourself. That's all I can do. So actually, here, what I want to say is equanimity is look like a IQ, intelligent question. So you decide that what you can do is, that's all, you can do more. And also, when you practice mudita or altruistic joy, sometimes even though you congratulate your friend, so your friend, ignore you. Even though you congratulate, so your friend ignore your congratulation. You don't have any acknowledgement. Then in those moments, you feel very angry, right? You feel very angry. So that means your congratulation is not pure, not real mudita. So real mudita do not have any selfish, greed. You don't want anything, So out of your, good way, you congratulate. You congratulate. That is pure mudita. Then I will give you another example. Somebody among your friend, a friend of your, one of your friend won the lottery. Then you feel very happy, right? You feel very happy. So that happiness may be two types. One is impure, another one is pure altruistic joy. If you are very happy thinking that your friend will give you something, your friend will give you money, right? Because it's, with the attachment or loba, not pure. So if you are happy with such mental state, then if your friend do not give you, you feel angry. No? You feel angry. So your altruistic joy or happiness is not pure. But you have a pure happiness and pure altruistic joy in your mind. Then you congratulate for the lottery, Whether he or she gives you money or anything, doesn't matter. You have a altruistic joy and you will join. So, even the 4 Brahma-viharas, metta, a loving kindness, cover everything, outside and inside. I think metta is the combination of IQ and EQ. You need to have loving kindness toward all living beings, including yourself. Pure love. So, compassion and altruistic joy, it looks like emotional intelligence. So when you see the people who are in trouble, you feel compassion. You're ready to help them. So if you see the people are successful and people got promotion and people are prosperous, and you feel altruistic joy. That's a mental quality in your mind. So in the 4 Brahma-viharas, compassion and altruistic joy, I would say the emotional intelligence. And metta and upekkha. So they are the combination of emotion, IQ and EQ. So I think that we can understand in such a way. So anyway, so what I want to interpret is in Buddhism, IQ me, clear comprehension. You clearly understand what is happening, whether it's pleasant or unpleasant experience. Unpleasant experience as a unpleasant experience. Pleasant experience as a pleasant experience. You clearly comprehend. Then you must be very mindful. So if you have 2 qualities, and negative mental state will not come in your mind. For that reason, the people who are meditating, so they are developing 2 qualities, IQ and EQ in Buddhism, mindfulness and clear comprehension. So when they go back to their daily life, so they are able to handle the problem with 2 qualities, IQ and EQ in Buddhism, mindfulness and clear comprehension. Just be mindful, just be clear comprehend whatever experience you encounter. So in that way, so negative mental state will not have chance to come in. So that is, I think, applying IQ and EQ in Buddhism. Thank you so much.
Sadhu.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bhante, for the very enlightening and practical talk. So, any questions, brothers and sisters? Anyone? Because I personally feel that this is a very practical practice that we can apply, and obviously the IQ and EQ, it can be applied to our daily life. So anyone have any questions? Okay, maybe I can ask Bhante a question. I have a question myself. So, Bhante, just now when you talk about the IQ and EQ in Buddhism, which is mindfulness and clear comprehension, my understanding is that when we have mindfulness and clear comprehension, we don't straight away respond to the situation that we get involved, so that we have this gap time before we straight away get emotional. So am I right? That's why we appear to have higher EQ in that way.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, actually, normally our habit. So, I will give you a clear example. When somebody criticize you, feel very angry. The reason is we don't have a true quality. But of course, in the daily life, we always say you don't have IQ and EQ, especially EQ. No? But in Buddhism, when somebody criticize you using unpleasant speeches, not pleasing to hear, normally feel very angry. The reason we are not mindful. Then we can apply, at that moment, we can apply two quality. You are very mindful, mindfulness. Mindfulness is a mental state. Another one, you clearly comprehend what he or she is talking. Even though they are talking unpleasant things, you understand unpleasant things as unpleasant things. Unpleasant speech as unpleasant speech. That's clear comprehension. As he said that, we will have a time to respond. Because by that time, you have mindfulness and clear comprehension. These are two positive qualities. Mindfulness, sati, clear comprehension, wisdom. Sati, mindfulness and wisdom. So if you have those positive qualities in your mind, you have time, as you said, we have time. That is, mindfulness, clear comprehension is safe, is a time, to respond in a better way. Actually, you don't have anger in your mind. For that reason, you are not responding with the anger. You know situation very clearly. Then you are able to respond in a proper way. So in this way, we apply IQ and EQ at that moment. Maybe I will give you a very beautiful story from the suttas. One time, so two Brahmins. One Brahmin became a monk under the Buddha. So actually, in India, caste system is very strong. So in India, the Brahmin caste is considered as the highest. Actually, the most of the monks who became a monk is not from the Brahmin caste. For that reason, they consider the monks as a lower caste. So his brother became a monk under the Buddha. Another brother became very angry, he is the Brahmin caste is considered as the highest, but now he jumped into the lower caste society. He feels very angry, and for that reason, he came to the monasteries. And at that time, the Buddha is giving a Dhamma talk to the public. So that Brahmin came, and he criticized and he used unpleasant speeches and blaming the Buddha angrily. What the Buddha did? The Buddha listened mindfully. Number one, he doesn't say anything. He just listens what the Brahmins say. He's just insulting the Buddha. Using unpleasant speeches, calling the names. Then the Buddha listens mindfully. Mindfully, EQ, mindfully. Not really easy to listen such unpleasant speeches. Then the Buddha listens, the Brahmins keep on talking with the anger, full of anger. And the Buddha mindfully listens. By that moment, the Buddha clearly comprehend what that Brahmin is talking. Clear comprehension. So here the Buddha applying two quality, IQ and EQ. Then the Brahmin became exhausted, tired, and he stopped. And the Buddha taught to the Brahmin, if somebody visit your house, do you treat with the food? Yes, of course. Then the Buddha said, if the visitor do not eat your food, so that food belong to who? The Brahmin said, I belong to that food. And the Buddha said that, I do not take your unpleasant speeches. Take it back. So here, he became very, the Brahmin became enlightened. Even though he's talking with anger, full of anger, the Buddha listened mindfully, clear comprehending. So as mindfulness and clear comprehending happen at that moment, no anger at all. No anger. But of course, the Buddha do not have anger. What I mean is, anyone who apply mindfulness and clear comprehension at that moment, there's no anger. You might see that politicians, a good leader, even though people are criticizing, no move, no? They control their emotional intelligence, So here, if we practice mindfulness and clear comprehension in our daily life, so our response, our action will be good, rational. Wherever we decide, wherever we speak, wherever we act, will be good because of two qualities, mindfulness and clear comprehension. Yes, we have a time to respond. To respond a better way. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Bhante. So,
Bhante, I'd like to know, I heard people said in the Sivadon temple in Myanmar, they are the relics of the first Buddha, second Buddha, third Buddha, and Sakyamuni Buddha enshrined in that temple. Do you think there is some truth in that, please?
In Myanmar?
Myanmar, yeah.
Four Buddha.
Four Buddhas, relics.
Or relics.
Enshrined inside that temple in Myanmar. The first Buddha, second.
Oh, yeah.
Sakyamuni, the fourth Buddha.
Yeah.
So is that some truth for that, please?
Yeah, it's in the Shwetakon Pagoda. It's said to be enshrined. The relics of the four Buddhas. It's up to the people. For me, whether it is truth or false, it doesn't matter because this is a place of worship, But of course, it's hard to believe. So the relics of the four Buddha enshrined in the pagoda. Anyway, those are not important. So the important thing is this is a place of worship, right? We worship to the Buddha, visualizing the quality of the Buddha, we pay homage. Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Well, today the crowd is a bit quiet. So, no questions means two things. Either one, you all fully understand what Bhante have said just now. Okay, sure.
When a person becomes an anagami, he has passed away. Do you think he can still come back to contact with this planet if he wants to?
You mean which planet?
I mean, this planet Earth,
The human realm?
human realm, exactly. Maybe he was teaching in this world, in certain part of the world. Then he became an anagami, he passed away. So I'd like to know whether he has the ability to come back and visit some of his friends or something like that.
Okay, actually, the question, even though not connected with the topic, anyway, is I will answer, you know. Nuratana, he or she doesn't have any craving to the senses, sensory pleasures. For that reason, he will not come back to the human realm, he will not come back to the heavenly realm, but he still have attachment or craving toward the meditative place. He still have a craving to existence. For that reason, he will go to the Brahma realm. Will not come back to the human realm. So, Anagami, of course, they will come back this planet. This planet doesn't mean human realm. It is a Brahma realm. Okay. Question? Any question?
Any other questions that is related to the topic today?
Morning, Bhante. 2 questions. Isn't mindfulness a prerequisite for clear understanding? Because if you are very disturbed emotionally, I think it's very difficult to be logical and to see the, as it is, that means you are not deceived by your emotion. That's mindfulness. Is that a prerequisite? That's one. And is clear understanding also leading to insight or vipassana? What is the difference between clear understanding and vipassana?
Okay, very good question. Yeah, actually in the suttas, clear comprehension always comes first. Clear comprehension always comes first. Not mindfulness. But of course, so the mind is very complicated. Because of mindfulness, clear comprehension come in. Because of clear comprehension, mindfulness might come in. So they are good quality of the mind. So you have a pleasant feeling, pleasant experience. Then you clearly comprehend. So after that, mindful. Then you're very mindful. Because of that, you clearly comprehend. So I think they are. It can it can be one can first and second. Then regarding with the vipassana, actually, but of course, mindfulness is the most important for the arising of insight, vipassana, insight. Without mindfulness. For that reason, the Buddha said that in Satipatthana Sutta, there's only one way. There's only one way. That's mindfulness. So only through mindfulness, you have an insight. So based on that insight or wisdom, you will see the truth of your mind, the truth of your physical body. So then you have a enlightenment or liberation. So here, what I mean, clear comprehension, but of course it can apply to insight meditation as well. Not only clearly comprehending what you experience, and also you clearly comprehend the nature of mind and body. That is insight. Okay.
Thank you, Bhante. Any other question?
Thank you, Bhante, for the talk. So personally, I'm a slower person, and usually I take slower beats to respond to certain situations. Say, for example, in heated situations when arguments about to start, I usually choose to stay quiet, or rather stay slow to try to respond. Usually miss the chance to respond then. Does that mean that sort of my EQ is higher than my IQ, or?
I think very good question. Actually, not responding heated discussion is not a EQ, I think. But here, clear comprehending, you clearly understand what they are talking. So if your response is based on mindfulness and clear comprehension, your response may not be negative. No? Actually, for that reason, people say that IQ is important. IQ means you clearly and quickly judge the situation. But of course, this is based on our gene, our inborn gene. Some people are very quick. But sometimes, so that intelligence may then in trouble. So I have one of my friends, very intelligent, very high in IQ. So when somebody says something, she right away understand, right away respond. Because of that, she have a lot of problem, you know. You know, sometimes for those who have a higher IQ, they know the situation better, you know, better. Oh, sorry, quicker. Then if they do not have a EQ, if they do not have a mindfulness, then they respond right away. Then there are a lot of problems coming. So actually, for those who are very intelligent, for those who are higher IQ, they need to develop, you know, EQ, emotional intelligence. For that reason, emotional intelligence is nothing but mindfulness. Mindfulness and clear comprehension is a EQ or IQ. So they must go hand in hand, you know. They must go hand in hand. So for that reason, there is one book, very famous, written 1996, Emotional Intelligence. Emotional intelligence. Earlier we used emotional quotient, but that book became very popular, became bestsellers among the public. Emotional intelligence. Emotion, we need to control our emotion with the intelligence. So, but of course, some people, especially among the people who have a little bit low, very slow intelligence, you know, I will say that. Actually, my understanding about something is very slow, a little bit slow. For that reason, then I cannot respond quickly. Then I still have time, you know. But of course, I may miss some chance, you know, because my response is very slow, but less problem. You know, good and bad, you know, good and bad. As my response is very slow, then less problem. But sometimes I cannot respond quickly, then I miss chance. Of course, if we have a higher IQ, and also if we control with the EQ, emotional intelligence, then the rate of success is higher. So nowadays, you know, some scientists even say that emotional intelligence or EQ is more important than IQ. As a politician, as a leader in a society, they need to have a emotional intelligence. Then otherwise, wherever they decide, whatever they respond, will be negative. Okay, thank you. More question.
Bhante, last question. Sorry. Because I think on the basis of EQ and IQ, there's still a basis. Are we responding with the basis of the worldly way that is acceptable or the Dharma way? Because sometimes in our work life, we have some conflicting. How am I supposed to respond? Am I a Buddhist first, or am I a employee or corporate person first? You know, that's the dilemma between IQ and EQ, because logically, we need to survive. I mean, we are very realistic. We have to make a living, and sometimes there's a certain thing that's against our choice. Then I think we have to look at it, you know, not just IQ and EQ, but on what basis? Is it the Dharma first, or the worldly way first?
I think it should be your choice. Of course, the Dharma way is the best, because the Dharma always tell you the good things, you know, the good things. Don't steal, don't kill, don't harm. Yeah, you can say so, but if you maintain your honesty, if you do not cheat to other people, but you need to do it, you know, but you will have a fame, you know, reputation among your colleagues. Suppose two companies producing the same product. One, no cheating. Use a real quality product and maintain a good price. But the other one, make a good looking design and will not use a good product and trying to cheat the customer. Then which one will be less long? But of course, even though the cheating company may last long, may have a lot of property, they may not have, they may not feel, you know, how to say, pure in their mind. So this is very important. We call it in English conscientious, right? Conscientious. You know, clear conscience is very important. For that reason, it's up to our choice. You know, up to our choice. Maybe even if you maintain honesty, then you the slope may be very slow, but you have a conscientious. You know, the clear conscience. So in this way, you don't have any negative mental state in your mind. Actually, here I think regarding with the nowadays, some scholars they propose emotional intelligence is more important than IQ. You know. The reason is what they define regarding with the life. What is the purpose of life? What is the purpose of life? Is it success or richness? Even though people are successful, very popular, very rich, if they are not happy in their life, what is the purpose of life? So for that reason, in nowadays, I think emotional intelligence is getting popular, especially in the West. Mindfulness, the word mindfulness is very popular right now. The reason is it will teach emotional intelligence. So through emotional intelligence, you will have lasting happiness. So what I want to define the purpose of life is happiness. Wherever you are, whether you're poor or rich, whether you are educated or non-educated, whether knowledgeable or not knowledgeable, it doesn't matter. Happiness. As long as you are happy, that's purpose. So I think our purpose should be happiness. So for that reason, it's your choice. Whether you want to cheat or whether you want to honest. Thank you for your question. Okay.
We still have time for one more question. Anyone?
Thank you, Bhante, for an interesting talk. Just to end on the right note, now is worrying times. because we have readers with low IQ and low EQ in the West.
Okay.
So, yeah, just a
Oh, comment.
Just a comment, yeah. So, okay, actually, I have a question. So, Bhante, regarding the 4 Brahma-viharas, just now you say that the other 3 is actually describing metta. So, is there any qualities that the metta has itself that is not described by the 3? So, yeah, is there any additional quality that the metta has?
I don't think so, because actually this is my opinion. It's not mentioned in the suttas, because we have a Karaniya Metta Sutta, right? And we have some other suttas with the name with the under metta. So whenever the Buddha talk about metta, and he also add the other 3 quality together. For that reason, I make conclusion. So metta cover everything. Metta cover everything, outside and inside. And we want the happiness and welfare of other people. At the same time, we want happiness and welfare of ourselves, including ourselves. That's metta. But compassion, direct to outside. And altruistic joy, direct to outside. Compassion to those who are suffering. And we want happiness and welfare of those people. And altruistic joy to those who are prosperous. And we have a congratulation for them. We feel happy for them, but without any selfish idea, without any greed in our mind. But sometimes, even though we practice compassion, both physically and mentally, so there is a time and there is a limit for us. Sometimes we cannot do everything. There's a limit for us. Then we have to look at ourselves. You have to look at the welfare and happiness of yourself. If you do not look at yourself, you will harm yourself by helping other people. Suppose you have a $1,000, then your friend need 2,000, suppose 2,000. Then you give 1,000 to your friend. You don't have anything to buy for food or clothing, so that means you are harming yourself. You're harming yourself. You cannot manage for yourself. So by those moments, we need to practice equanimity, upekkha. All beings are owner of their own karma. So my friend need 1,000, but I have only 1,000. If you give them all, that means you don't have any money for food, clothing, etc. Then you will have a big problem. So in that situation, you have to decide. You have to keep aside certain amount for yourself. I think that is the equanimity. You look at yourself, earlier you look at outside to your friend. He is in trouble, he need money, and compassion arises. Then he need 1,000, then you also have 1,000. Then if you give the whole 1,000 to your friend, he will solve the problem. But it will harm you. No money, even for food, harming yourself. So in that situation, you have to decide. You have to practice equanimity. Equanimity here means you set aside certain amount for yourself and have the rest for your friend. So some metta, loving kindness, look at outside as well as inside. Only at that situation, only you apply upekkha, equanimity, your metta or loving kindness will be complete. So otherwise, you practice only loving kindness, or you practice only compassion, karuna, then you cannot practice equanimity. So here actually metta cover outside and inside, compassion and altruistic joy outside, equanimity inside. So actually I think that metta is interpreted with the three qualities: compassion, altruistic joy, and equanimity. So I think that's
Thank you,
all.
Bhante.
Okay, thank you so much.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So let's all pay true respect to Bhante.
No, before we pay homage, we will transfer the merit.
Bhante.
We have accumulated a lot of merit by giving a Dhamma talk, by listening the Dhamma talk. So we all accumulated a good deed. So we share this good deed to all sentient beings who are living near and far, who are unseen and can be seen. May they receive this good deed and may they be well and happy. Sape satta tokkha mochantu. Sadhu, 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 sadhu. Thank you.